welcome to Opening Lines. I'm Jeremy Henry, and I want to talk about something that you may not have ever given much thought to before. But every writer knows that they have to capture the reader with an engaging opening line. For most authors, there's a lot of pressure with this because we not only have to engage the reader, being the John Q. public, but we also have to engage the illustrious gatekeepers. These people are, of course, literary agents. And if you've never written a query letter, then you may not know what a query letter is. And we can talk about that another time. But if you have, then you know that this letter is super stressful and that you have to get your point across to an agent so that you can hook them and that they will want to continue to read what you've written, what you've spent so much time in. And that's why they always say the opening line of your book is extremely important. And so I love to just look at different authors and how they present that first opening line, and I want to take and just kind of dive into that. Today we're going to look at Lyndsay Ely. We'll put her stuff up here, but she's the author of Gunslinger Girl, which is a great book. It's about 17-year-old Serendipity Pitty Jones, and it's a Western. Now, I recently wrote a Western, The Bastard Boys of Montezuma, which will be coming out pretty soon, hopefully by winter, by Pen Name Publishing. And this was a book that I actually used as a could use shelf space with. We could share shelf space as a comparable. It was a comp book, but the book it's a really great book. It's kind of dystopian. But her opening line is, "They dragged in the dead scrounger in the fade of the afternoon, tied to the last truck in the convoy." Wow. This is a great visual. It leaves me wondering all kinds of questions. I want to know what's going on. That's the most important part. You all, as a writer, you want to engage the reader to get them asking questions, and this pretty much leaves the reader wanting to know who is the dead person, what happened that caused them to die, when. We know that it was late afternoon, and if you read the blurb, you know about a little bit about the time frame about the book, but just from that first sentence alone, all we know is it's the late afternoon. Where are they dragging this person, and why? Why is this scrounger being dragged in the first place? So I like to dissect this and take it just a little part at a time. So the first part of her sentence is, "They dragged in the dead scrounger in the fade of the afternoon." So we have two things going on here. A, we have a dead person, which a lot of books open up with dead people. So this isn't just any deceased person. This is actually one who survives by foraging or sponging off of others. This is a scrounger. We don't know a lot about this character. Obviously, this character is dead. But as far as to make any assumptions, we don't know much. But we do know that the narrator is using the term scrounger. And that leads you to wonder what happened to this person. Why are they called a scrounger? Are there other scroungers? So there's a lot of things going on with just the person in itself, the dead person. But B, they're being dragged in. So this begs us to question where in is. Is it a cemetery? Is it a town? Is it a military base? Why are they being dragged in the first place? That's a huge question. But it's actually the second part of the sentence that really sends chills down our spines, because it says that ... tied to the last truck in the convoy. So after all of that, we know that this person is being dragged in, tied to the last truck in the convoy. Wow, that is horrific. That is a major, major scene. So they're driving a truck, which is part of a convoy. We know that there are several trucks. They're all going to the same place, presumably. But the last truck is dragging a corpse. Now, how was that corpse being dragged? I don't know. From one line, we don't know. Maybe this corpse was tied to the truck and was being pulled behind. Maybe it was handcuffed to the back bumper. We don't know a whole lot about how it's being dragged. We just know that a truck is pulling a body. So this is huge. This is a really crazy thing that's happening. One thing that I wonder immediately is, does this person, this scrounger, even have any skin left on their body? I know people personally who have been in accidents where they got severe road rash, and the skin just gets ripped away. And you could Google that, and I wouldn't advise it because you're going to see some pretty nasty images. But if you're not getting a visual here, it's horrific. Something bad is going on. So it leads you to ask, what kind of sick people are doing this to start with? And who's witnessing it? Are there children that are seeing this? We know Pitty's 17 years old. But who else is maybe seeing this? And where are they going? So there's a lot of things. And she had a great opening line that really brings the reader in and makes them want to ask a lot of questions. Now, in a follow-up, I did talk with Lyndsay, and she did say that a lot of things about her book changed through the process of writing it, and I completely understand that. But one thing that never changed was her opening line. She pretty much had that in place from the very beginning, and I think that's so great because it's a great opening line. So this may have went on a little longer than we thought it might, but thanks for watching. Tune in next week. If you're an author, leave me a comment, and maybe I'll pick your book to dissect on next week's opening lines. Thanks again, and have a great day.